You just use your own skills, your own abilities, your own passion to do what you can in your way, because all movements are made up of diversity of approaches, strategies, and tactics. So whether it's education, litigation, legislation, or civil disobedience, or protesting, letter writing, or going out and ramming whaling ships, it all works towards the same goal: diversity. Diversity is what makes a movement. And each and every one of us is part of that diversity. Just by being here, you're part of that diversity. And I get calls all the time from around the world about, for instance, I get a call from Scotland, they're killing seals up there, and the guy says, well, what are you going to do about them killing seals over here? I said, I don't know, I'm on the other side of the world, what are you going to do about it? And they said, well, what can I do about it? And we helped them get together a group, and he went up there and they interfered with the seal hunt. They caused such a ruckus that they were able to raise enough money to buy the island where the seals were being killed. We now own that island. And it's a seal sanctuary. And this was just a man from Scotland who didn't think that he could do it. So what I'm saying to you is each and every one of you has that power to actually make a difference and to make this a better world. Because really, when you think about it, what better or more noble legacy can we leave than to know that we protected endangered species and endangered habitats. And right now we're living in the midst of what scientists call the Holocene, which is a major extinction event. It's the sixth major extinction event in world history. And the last one was 65 million years ago. And what that means is that between 2000 and 2065, we will lose more species of plants and animals than we've lost in the last 65 million years. That is a major, major issue that we all should be concerned about. In June, a conference on coral reef scientists came out with a paper saying that in 20 years, all coral reef ecosystems on this planet will be gone. And it's irreversible. We can't stop that. That's how serious the situation is. But did you see it on the front page of the LA Times? Did you see it on CNN? No, because they're in the business of destroying this planet. Mitsubishi right now is buying all of the bluefin tuna they can get, storing it in vast warehouses, refrigerated warehouses, because the more tuna they can get, the less tuna is in the ocean. And as the species is diminished, the value of the tuna goes up. They're investing in extinction because when there is not a single bluefin tuna left in the ocean, Mitsubishi will have about 100 or 200 or a million of them sitting in a warehouse that they can name the price. These people are investing in extinction. The oceans are dying. They're dying in our time. Jack Cousteau said just before he died, the oceans are dying, and if the Navy for the world had any sense of moral support, of any sense of moral responsibility, they would be out there defending our oceans instead of playing their silly little war games with each other. The fact is we have met the enemy. The enemy is us. We're destroying this planet. We've got to get ourselves back on track, and we've got to act responsibly, and that means living in harmony with this planet, living in accordance with the basic laws of ecology. And a few years ago, I was debating a Norwegian whaler who said, "Now, Watson, you say that whales are more intelligent than people. That's a really stupid thing to say. How can you say something so stupid?" And I said, "Look, George, I measure intelligence by the ability to live in harmony with the natural world. And by that criteria, whales are far more intelligent than we are." And he said, "Well, by that criteria, cockroaches are more intelligent than we are." I said, "Look, George, you're beginning to understand what I'm trying to tell you." Because that is the true mark of intelligence, the fact that you can live in harmony with all the other species in accordance with the law of diversity, the laws of interdependence, and understanding the law of finite resources. And I think that we have a responsibility to all future generations, all species, to do everything we can to make this world a better place for them. But to be a conservationist, in fact, when people call me a radical, I say, look, I'm a conservative. You don't get more conservative than being a conservationist. That's what the word means. The radicals are destroying the planet. We're trying to protect it as a conservative. Stop changing the language around. And the fact is that, for instance, Rush Limbaugh, he described me as a doom and gloom Cassandra. Always preaching doom and gloom, not seeing the right side. And I said, well, what that tells me is Rush never read the Iliad. Because if he had us, he would have realized that, yes, Cassandra was all doom and gloom. But you know what? She was right. And all they had to do was listen to her, and everything would have been saved. But they didn't. So yes, we're preaching doom and gloom with the hope that we can get people turned around. Because The solution is the impossible one. We're asking for an impossible solution. And when people say, what do you mean by that? What I mean is imagine the impossible. And the best example that I know of this is 1972, South Africa. The very idea that Nelson Mandela would be president of South Africa anytime was unimaginable, unthinkable, but it happened. It was impossible, and it happened. And so many things are happening like that now because people have the passion to stand up and fight for what they believe in. And when you do that, you can make the impossible possible. And so when people say we're not going to be able to end whaling in Antarctica, they're wrong. We will end it. As Martin Sheen told me one time, he said, you know, they say we're fighting a losing battle, but you know what? The only battle worth fighting is a losing battle. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure coming here every year to this community and to share with the artists and with you this passion, this love for our planet. And for that reason, I want to thank you all, each and every one of you for being here, and also for everybody, Derek and Aaron and Bill and Zoe and all the volunteers who helped us put this together. Thank you very much. And we're going to translate your donations here into getting those 2 ships down to the coast of Antarctica, and we are going to make sure that we do better than cutting COVID in half. We're going to try and get up to 70, 80% of the oil saved. Thank you very much.
One more big round of applause, Mr. Captain Paul Watson. I want to remind you guys that the silent auction is still going on until 10:30, so get those bids in. Silent auction until 10:30. And don't forget, we have the merch tables over here inside, back that way. Merch tables, a bunch of stuff in there. We got signed